does. At least for Jay. Things are great. Oh, God. I thought I'd jump on here real fast and give a little explanation as to the last video that I put up, which I actually probably am going to take down because it's not a very good video. You really can't see much. And there was one person who didn't want to be seen in it that was kind of sort of seen and caught me filming and it's like, could you please not put me up there because I don't know, I think they're cheating on their boyfriend or something. I have no idea. But I'm going to respect the privacy. People I've known for a long time. Um, yeah, it's like fucking really already. I mean, I don't know what's going on anymore. Earlier, I took Steve to get his colonoscopy. Let's just start there. So I started my day heavily invested in his asshole. Um, his colonoscopy was at 7:45. Okay, so I go. I mean, and of course by 7:45, that's when they're gonna let you into the waiting room. That's he thinks that's when they're gonna take you. That's not what's gonna happen. So I woke up at I hadn't gone to sleep. Matter of fact, I still haven't been asleep. Yesterday, I'm like, I'm gonna stay up because I know if I go to sleep, I'm gonna fall asleep around 1 or 2. I'm not getting up. It's just not gonna happen. I know me. I won't hear the alarm. I know I won't. So I decide, okay, I'm gonna stay up for a little bit. I did, and I start to get really sleepy right around 5 a.m. Like really, really sleepy. 15 minutes later, I gotta be up. Okay, fine. I pick Steve up, take him over, get the hose shoved up his ass, and I'm sure he loved it. I wait for him downstairs. All's fine, and then he is high as a kite coming out, and it's his hospital was a little different. Like when I had my colonoscopy, they wheeled me to the front door before I was acting an ass. You can see me on my one of my videos in the past where I came out of anesthesia and I was saying unbelievable things even for me. But okay. So that happened. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Give me a minute. It's been a day. So takes Steve to get his colonoscopy, and all of a sudden, yeah, they just kind of like they didn't even wheel him out or anything after. They're like, yeah, can you come get him? We left him in the hallway upstairs. What the fuck? So I like run upstairs. I go get him, and he is like a drunk, just like a happy drunk, but a drunk. And like, it's like when you're trying to like navigate a toddler around, and they just want to like they start just like drifting their body in different directions. I had to hold Steve with one arm. I had to hold him by one of his arms. Just he's, oh, I want to see what that is. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? He's friendly as fuck, even when he's high as a kite. Hi, how are you? Is it where are we parked? Where are we? I'm gonna. Oh my God, there's a leaf blowing. It's pretty. Let's go follow it. Let's go find. I saw a rainbow. I know it's cloudy and raining out, but I think I saw a rainbow. What's that over there? What's that over there? And meanwhile, he's almost getting run over by cars and shit. So I'm like, fuck it. Get him in the car. I drive him to get something to eat because I feel bad. He hasn't eaten in like a day because of the colonoscopy. You can't eat. All right, naturally. He's bitching and moaning, by the way, even while he's high. He's like, "You need to stop and get something to eat. I'm hungry. I'm I'm hungry. I want Burger King. No, I don't want Burger King. I want McDonald's. No, I don't want McDonald's. It's like having a child, okay? No, we'll get there. So I'm like, okay, I drag Steve. I get him some Starbucks because I had a gift card, so I'm going to use it because I want to get something for me. I don't think I'm not going to get anything out of this shitty deal. All right, so get him there, and you feed him. He wanted to go Christmas shopping because he had some like 5 gifts to get yet because he has a Christmas event he's going to tomorrow night with his family. I'm looking at him. He hasn't gotten any sleep at all through the night. And I'm like, there's no way in hell you're going to be able to shop. You can't even stand up right now. You are fucking like drunk. There's no fucking way. "No, I gotta shop. I gotta shop." He's nodding out in my car. All right. So I'm like, listen, I will make you a deal. Later on, come pick me up if you're in the mood for it. If you're not, that's totally fine too. Come pick me up and we'll go shopping. And, I have to get like one thing. That's it. But yeah, fine. And I'll help you pick out. So I don't know who he thinks I am. I'm not Martha Stewart. I don't know what the. He's like, well, I need your opinion on things. I said, I don't shop. I don't care. Get that. I don't like that. Well, then fuck me. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. So I agreed to the. I said, listen, go home. This is 9 a.m. already. I'm like, go home, take a nap. You'll be good. Everything will be sweet. You'll be fine. Go to sleep. Go the fuck to sleep. Go to sleep. You'll be all right. Okay, I'm gonna go say I'm tired. You're right, Jason. I'm tired. He's drinking coffee, but he's not waking up. So I'm like, okay, fine. So it's like 9 a.m. I'm like, all right, I can get back home. I can do some things, do some laundry, get some shit done before I go head out. And I was going by work, and it's a whole different story. and just to check on something because I didn't have to actually do anything. So I'm like, okay. I get home. I'm like, I gotta sleep because I have not slept at all. Still haven't slept at all. I am running on pure Starbucks at this point. So I sit here. It's one of those things where you lay down and you're tired and you can't fucking sleep, and it's annoying as fuck. It was peaceful. Like I had the heater on a little bit, like the wall heater. It was cold outside, winds blowing and shit's like perfect sleeping weather. Cloudy. I can't fucking sleep. I cannot fucking sleep. I'm like, okay, fine. I get up. I talk to Sexy Monkey privately for a while just to catch up with him, and see how he's doing. And he's being his same sexy monkey, wonderful self. I love the guy. And we're talking, and then all of a sudden, it's like 6 o'clock, 6:30, and I'm thinking I'm done for the day. I'm thinking, you know what? It's been a long day. I'm gonna go sleep early. Everything's fine. Talking to Sexy Monkey, and I start getting a bunch of calls from Stevie, and it's like kind of like flashing on the screen while I'm talking to him, like through Google Hangouts, which is now Google Meets and a whole different thing. I'm getting into the car thing, trust me. So I'm talking to Sexy Monkey, and I'm like, hold on. I'm like, I gotta go talk to Steve real fast. So I said, Steve, what do you want? He's like, I need to go shopping. I need to go now. I'm gonna be so pissed at myself if I don't do it. Come pick me up. I'm like, no, I don't feel like fucking driving. I drove to that fucking god awful light show, which was out in Northbrook, which was far the day before or something like that. I drove all morning. I'm tired. I don't feel like driving tonight. You live 10 minutes from me now. No, not even. He lives 5 minutes from me. I'm like, get your ass in the car. If you really want to go shopping, pick my ass up. And he's bitching and moaning like, oh, I think it says on paper I can't drive. I think it says, I'm like, bullshit. I had a colonoscopy. Okay. I had one at 2 o'clock and I was driving at like 6, 7 o'clock. You are not fucked up all day. You are not. I'm like, I'm assuming at this point that he'd gotten sleep. I'm assuming that. I was wrong. So he's bitching and moaning, like, okay, well, maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Okay, fine, I'm good with that. I hang up, think everything's done. Calls me back. Okay, fine, you win. I'll pick you up like it's the biggest effort on the planet. Like he has to drive a car that I gave him. Like, okay, shut up and drive. So I knew he was gonna be like that anyway, but I'm like, whatever. So he's like, I'll pick you up in like 10 minutes because he lives 10 minutes from me. No, I'm sorry, 5 minutes from me. Do you remember how to get to my house? Who here thinks he remembered how to get to my house? That is 5 minutes from him. Seriously, he doesn't know how to use Google Maps, by the way. He can't navigate himself. He still is in the 70s, stopping and asking for directions. So I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. It's 7, 7:30, 7:45. Steve calls me up and tells me he's lost. I'm like, and I know I have to speak like special people to him at this point. Like, okay, what scenery do you see around you? Like, just name a street, name a cross street that you're by. I think I'm by, and he names a street, and he like Addison and this street, and I'm like, I don't know how you got there. Like, you're in the same neighborhood. Do you not know your own neighborhood? I don't know where he went, but he was, and he's like, well, this is why I didn't want to drive because I'm still high from the surgery. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Something else is going on. We're going to figure out. I'm like, did you get any sleep? No. The fuck are you driving for then? I told you I didn't want to drive. You didn't tell me you didn't sleep. We could have done this shit tomorrow. Fuck me, god damn it. So he's still lost. Which it's his neighborhood and he's lost. He managed to go somewhere else. I don't know where he was. He goes, I think I'm by your park. I'm like, I don't think you are. There's a park right on the corner. There are no cars around there whatsoever. You are somewhere. I don't know. I said, Google. I said, listen to me. I'm like, come on, pay attention. I'm like, you Siri. You have Siri, right, on your app, your iPhone. Hit Siri and go, Siri, navigate me to 512 Blibbity Blue Lane, like exact address, right? He doesn't know how to do it. I'll stop and ask for directions. He asked like somebody who didn't speak English for directions or something. They pointed a certain way. He followed it. He's another 30 minutes late. I'm just like, at this point, like, oh my fucking God. So finally, I somehow managed to get him to a certain point where I know he's going to be. I'm like, okay, now you're on the right track. You'll be at my house probably by midnight tomorrow. It'll be great. So he shows up and he's already giving me, he's like, this is why I didn't want to drive. See, I'm so out of it. I'm like, no, you're out of it because you didn't fucking sleep. But you want me to drive your car? No, I'll drive. He just wants to piss him on about something, so I'm going to let him. So we go over to Walmart because he wants to shop and he wants to shop cheap. And I'm like, go to fucking Walmart. Why not? I mean, that's what you got to do. He got all the gifts he needed and everything. While we're in Walmart, his niece texts him and says, do you know there's a card that just ran through your store? And Steve looks at me and goes, our store? And I'm seeing this. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking? What are you talking about? He's like, a car ran through our store. Well, the niece said It ran through the bar next door to our store because there's a bar right next door to our store. So I'm like, oh, well, fucking, is she sure? Well, she's not over there, but yeah, she's pretty sure. So I'm like, listen, your brother is in that area, right? Like, because they live like around the block, literally. And I said, ask your brother if he knows anything, or maybe you could run over there and see what's going on so I'm not too freaked out while we're here. And because I'm thinking, even I know people at the bar, if it went through the bar, because I'm trying to get clarification, like, did it go through the bar? And his niece is like, yeah, it went like through the bar, like through the bar. We know people that work there because somebody could have gotten killed. I'm like, well, fuck me. And then Steve's like, so what mug should I get my cousin? I don't know. I'm like, I'm fucking thinking about this shit now. So his brother calls back and is like, don't worry about it. It went through the bar. I think everybody's fine though, but that fucking car went through the bar. I'm thinking we're good. But I decide just in case, I'm gonna call my boss up, my old boss. I call him up and I'm like, hey, I'm like, I know you live in the same area. I'm like, get over. Oh, he was fucked. I know. I'm like, get over to the shop because a car, I mean like a truck, ran through it supposedly. Nobody got me a picture or anything like that yet. So I was kind of like, but all signs were pointing that the bar got hit. We were fine. That's all I was hearing. That's all I was hearing. My boss is like, all right, I'm gonna run over there just to see what's going on. Calls me back about a minute later. We're still in Target at this point, and I'm not close. I'm not close by. And he's like, the building owner just called me and said there might be structural damage. And yeah, it went through basically our store. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? How do you mistake the bar for our store? The bar for our, it can't, are these people fucking, okay, whatever, fine. So I'm just like, oh shit. I'm like, listen, we'll be over there to help you as soon as we possibly can. That means navigating Stevie back to where we were, even though he should know how to get there. No, I have to tell him where to turn every 5 seconds. And he's just like, wait, are we going the right way? I'm like, no, you're doing it wrong. We went in different parking lots. He's making the wrong turns, getting mad at me. He's like, you people that you always get me lost. You and my niece are gonna get me lost. I'm like, how are we getting you lost? Because you need to remember to tell me, okay, at this light, make a right and also point. Fucking Jesus fucking shit on a stick. So, all right, fine. So he goes, where are we going? I'm like, over by the store. He goes, oh, because the truck ran through it? Did it go through it? Are you sure? Can I take a picture? I'm like, let's just get there. Let's get there because I want to know what the fuck's going on. We get there, and sure enough, we pull in the back. I meet my boss there, and there is a truck through the fucking, it's like bits. It came out a little bit, but like it went through like through that fucking door. Our door was back. Everything was pushed in. Glass and fucking shit is everywhere. The cops are there. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I am not. Oh, side note on that. I don't know why you reminded me of this, but we are before we leave Target. And we see the big disaster with the car running through our store. Like I said, I have a deaf ear. This is my deaf ear right here. If I'm not facing you and we're in a busy environment, I don't hear. So I need someone who knows me to be like, hey, someone's talking to you or somebody's saying something. So I see Steve talking to this guy, and Steve's like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, he's here. He is, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm like, and I'm just looking, and then Steve's like, watching somebody behind me go past me, and he's like, oh, why didn't you say anything? To who? My guardian angel. I didn't know you could see it on my shoulder. Is she still shitting on me? And he's like, no, no, no. He's like, our fan. Our fan. Did we buy a fan? What are you fucking talking about? He's like, no. He's like, I was over at the self checkout and a guy kept looking at me, then looking at you, looking at me, because I'm done with the checkout already. Looking at me, looking at you. And he goes, you're Steve. That's Jay? Is that Jay? And you're Steve? And Steve's immediately suspicious, like, why? Did we sleep together? I don't know you. I don't have the herpes anymore, I promise. So he's like, no, he goes, are JV TV Uncut? Are you them? And Steve automatically loves it. Steve's like, oh, yes, it's me, and that's him. And he's like, sucking up all the attention because that's just what he is. He's an attention vacuum. Meanwhile, I didn't know that this guy saw me or was I hate to say fan or whatever, but like a subscribe, like a fan and liked me or wanted to talk to me or say something like that. And he saw me because I guess he was nervous to talk to me because I don't always have the most pleasant look. I don't have a pleasant face. Like when I'm sitting there, I'm not one of those smiling, happy. Like I'm just not. I'm usually sitting and do it. Literally, I have a resting asshole face. Like I'm always like, because I'm always thinking, and it's never anything good. And it's just my life, so I'm always just kind of, yeah, how's it going? Look like an asshole. I know that. This is how I look naturally. So Steve had neglected to tell this guy I had a deaf ear. So Steve had said something like, Jay, Jay, he wants to say hi to you. He's one of our fans. You would think that by me not turning around whatsoever, that Steve would be, oh, he's deaf. Let me go tap him on the shoulder. So you like, probably talking to his deaf ear. This guy must have thought of as the biggest tool bag on the planet. Who the fuck do I think I am with like such a low subscriber count as it is? And now I'm gonna like give this guy side eye. So I turn and I look, and this guy, and really fast, Steve goes, he's a big fan. He watches us on YouTube. Say hi. And I'm like, hi. And the guy's just like, he puts his head down, and I just felt terrible. So if that guy should happen to see this, I am so sorry. I didn't hear that you had recognized us, and I'm not a dick like that. And I would have sat there, talked to you, gave you a lap dance, whatever you wanted. I didn't hear you, and he should have known better and alerted me. So sorry about that if you're watching this, and apparently you do watch. So shout yourself out. Um, so, by the way, if you, no, I don't. Thank you. You're a wonderful liar. I love you, Brandy. Oh, shit, marry me already. But no, if you're ever in Chicago and you see me anywhere, you can stop me. I promise. If I look like I'm ignoring you, please remember this. Make a sound bite of it or whatever. I probably don't hear you. This one does not work. If I'm outside in a crowded environment and you're coming this way, Jay, I am not. Nah, nothing. I'll just assume somebody's talking to somebody else. Always come up, tap me on the shoulder, do whatever you got to do. I'm not that corona fearful or whatever. Be like, hey, are you're him, right? I fucking hate you or I fucking love you or whatever you got to say. High five or bump butts, whatever. I don't give a shit. Whatever you want to do. So I'm approachable. I promise. I promise I'll talk to you. I promise whatever you want to know. Whatever. I don't know what he guy wanted to know, but I kind of feel bad. He didn't have enough. Steve needed a Starbucks IV today. I'm telling you about how fucking doped up he was. So we get back and truck through the store, go, and we find out from the cops what happened. It did also kind of hit the bar next door, which you see in the clip that I put up earlier from the first like live I attempted to do, but then I had a bunch of shit to do, so I had to cut it short. Um, it did like it could have killed that woman that worked in like the bar because just that one part is the area she always sits in. She just happened not to be sitting there. She always sits there, and it crushed all the vending machines over in that area. Like it would have fucking could have fucking killed her. So then we go up to the cops, and the cops are like, I see not only is the truck in the store, but there's a pillar that's like pushed, like almost bent. And the cop's like, yeah, we need to get a city assessor out here to see if this is structurally sound. You can't go in the store. And we're like, well, there's a problem because we have no glass in the front of the store. We need to board it up. We're not staying here all night waiting for a city inspector or whatever. Like, yeah, well, we don't know what to tell you, but it's dangerous for you to go in the store. My boss doesn't care and wants the store like boarded up. So finally, we managed to convince the cops to let us go in through the back way and board up our store. And it's hell inside. It's a hell. The store was getting remodeled. It had finally been remodeled. There had been a bunch of hiccups along the way and fuck ups and all that. We had a new floor, everything. And now there's glass and shit and part of a fender in there. And I get the story. Well, first we start boarding up. So we had to go find like spare wood, and the building owner, big help, uh, takes us to another abandoned store in there and gets us some like like wood that we could just use and chop up and shit like that. It's like Night of the Living Dead. It's like like we're boarding up for the zombies and shit like that. That's what we did. So we do all that. He like nails it in, drills it in. He had a power drill that could go through metal, so everything was all put up. And then we go back to the bar next door to help them out with their shit. And they had some shit that was fucked up, and we had to board their part of their window and find out what happened was the guy was drunk. Of course, he was drunk. And she actually saw it happen. He careened into a car before careening into our store somewhere else, somewhere far away. So this genius, an asshole. I hope you're fucking watching and you're feeling horrible about yourself tonight. We know he lives in Norwich, so hey, I can say that. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, the cops know where you're at. All right, so they're coming to get you. I know you're probably. Their cops are already saying he's going to pull the card of like what people do in this situation, I guess, and a lot of times it's very common, is if they do some kind of drunk driving shit like this and they run into a wall, they run into a business or something like that, and there's no video cameras around, they run and then they run home. And then since there's no proof and there's no video evidence of them, cops come over and say, hey, your car was involved in an accident last night. Blah. Oh my God, I haven't seen my car in a week. It must have been stolen. Ooh, and nothing is done. Like the person's not in trouble or anything. Hoping that doesn't happen with this person, but probably will. It's fucking Chicago. What are you gonna do? So this truck, and this is a truck, like a pickup, whatever it was, like it hit another truck like a block down. Then I think it careened into a bunch of cars parked on the side. Oh, I would have been pissed. I would have been a pissed motherfucker. Let me tell you, I hate motherfuckers who take off mirrors and think it's cool. I used to have friends that did that. I never did that. I did that once, and I'm going to tell you what I did because I couldn't find the driver or whatever. I am such a guilty little fucking soul. I feel so bad about shit that I couldn't find the driver. I could not wait. So I went to the nearest ATM and I figured it couldn't be more than $200 to replace that. I got $200 out. I'm not shitting you. I got an envelope. I put the $200 in the envelope and I managed to jam it like under their windshield wiper. And I just wrote, I didn't write there was money in there, obviously, but I just wrote, like, to whom it may concern or something like that, slapped it in there and left it. So I at least know I did something. I left money or whatever. When you fucking do that, you're an asshole. Right? Just don't do that shit. But this guy must have hit who knows what else he hit? He could have hit a person. We have no idea. But she saw him. She's sitting in the bar. She saw him. He hits the bar and us, and he goes through our store. He gets out of the car. Beer cans flow, and we could see them when we got there. Beer, just a bunch of them flow out of the truck, just like land on. I mean, it's like a sea of beer cans. And the genius decides him and his friends are just gonna hoof it. Why not? Brandy, 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 you're going to bed. Brandy. Brandy, you made the night and now you're taking it away. It's not fair. It's not. You had a rough day and you gotta go. It's like I could take everything. It's Brandy has to go now. It's not Christmas without you. Oh God. My store's in shambles. My life's in shambles. I have the shittiest, smallest Christmas tree you've ever seen in your entire life. And then Brandy was here and everything was right for 5 seconds. I was like, I gotta go. All right, have a good night. I had to throw a little bit of guilt in there. Why not? So, yeah, store fucked up. Things fucked up. That car is still there. The pillar is still damaged. We have to go have somebody look at it because we don't even know if the building's gonna like stay af- afloat or whatever you want to call it. It could like all collapse. Who knows? But you have no idea, honey. Like seriously, big mess. But yeah, so that was my day thus far, and I thought I should just get on real fast and describe what happened. Is that my new place? Yes, it is, and no furniture yet. No, I'm kidding. I'm waiting for a couch and my TV. I got to pick up my TV next week. I got to get a TV. I don't have a TV yet. Yeah. Exciting. Take a look. That's the room, and I don't want to get up. That's the kitchen's like over there, and there's a bedroom and a nice bathroom, and I'm not getting up right now. I'm comfortable. I would give you a tour, but shit, fuck. I don't feel like walking. I'm surprised I'm able to like put together sentences at this point. Holy fucking god! Actually, I think they're all dead. No, it's a three flat. I haven't heard shit from that. No, I'll take it back. The other day I heard like Mexican music playing. I don't think they're Hispanic, but okay, anybody can listen to what they want to. And yeah, I'm not clear who lives here. Like, there's a woman who saw me. I didn't see her, and she said, "Hi, neighbor," and I went, "Hey." I mean, voiceless phantom. Hey, how are you there? What's going on? Like I was like kind of from like the back, but I didn't see anybody. She saw me. She said, "Hey, neighbor," so they're friendly, I guess. Do I live in an apartment? Yes, I do. It's an apartment. This is a downgrade from my former apartment, but when I tell you at my former apartment I was paying $1,400 a fucking month, I'm willing to take a downgrade. I'm willing not to have central air conditioning. I'm willing not to have a dishwasher. I'm willing not to have, this didn't come with a microwave. I had to get my own and shit like that. Like I was spoiled at my old place. I really, really was. But that rent was far too much for me as a single guy. So yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen them. Like I said, I don't know if they're alive or not. I think they're nice. I don't think I'm really going to interact with these people here because it's like the way it's structured. Even it's not like a big apartment building. There's just one apartment. I'm ground unit, one apartment above me, and one above them. And literally, I have my own like entryway. If that makes any sense, like only like a large entryway that just belongs to me. Like I have one door, the main door to get in, another door to get down to my door, and there's a stairwell that just belongs to me, and a area outside my front door just belongs to me. So I really probably not going to see anybody. I mean, I don't know. Not clear who lives here. Yeah. But I'm sure they're nice people. I mean, I don't know. Either that or, they were all horribly murdered and just being really, really, that's how they're being quiet. Miracles could happen. No, but it's nice there. Place is 950. I'm not afraid to say it. Which for Chicago is not bad. For a one bedroom is not bad. It's not the biggest one bedroom, but definitely better than paying $1,400 a month and it was going to go up. And that was just like, I was barely making up. I don't know why I was living there so long. I was out of my mind. Yes, the rent is cheaper here. The rent is 950. The rent where I was at before, I'm paying, okay, I gotta do math now. $450 less here than I was at the other place. I mean, not excluding when my brother and his significant other moved in and damn near ruined my life, but for about 3 months there. This is great. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It started when I first moved in. I had my parents living with me because had medical issues and my mom needed to take care of. So she did get like something from a check. So it wasn't like I was paying the full rent at that time. But when they died, my dad died first. Then my mom died suddenly about a year later. No, 9 months, like about like 9 months later, 10 months later, I forget when, but it was like my dad died first, then my mom died, then my dog died. No, my dad died, my dog died, my mom died, and I just didn't feel like moving. I just, I was not in a good place. I was depressed. I was just things were horrible. So I was just like, I was not even considering moving at that point. $400 a month, Jesus, you're lucky. That's good rent. The cheapest I've ever paid in my entire life is probably 700, and that was just the past 3 months when I lived with my brother. But that was a nightmare. So, yeah, yeah, 1,400 was a lot. I definitely feel a little bit better now, or more comfortable to do certain things, or have a little some pin money to put on the side. Yeah. So I just want to come on and say what happened, and yeah, just do this quick live real fast. I'm gonna go pass out. 'Cause I'm dead tired, but appreciate everybody who watched. I'm sick. Good night. Love you, and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever else. You're lucky. Good night. Night, listen. Later.